Elder Scrolls Online, a highly underappreciated MMO that delivered a poor launch, but in time evolved into a fantastic gaming experience, yet still being strangled by people so scarred by how it began. Oh, and by the people that genuinely think that this game is stopping us from getting the next big Elder Scrolls game. That's literally like saying, Marvel, stop making so many Avengers movies. I want more Deadpool. As of their last big edition, Morrowind, ESO has brought out 2 new dungeon DLCs, Horns of the Reach and Dragonbones, plus the addition of a more casual-focused PvE DLC, Clockwork City. Now we get to travel to Summerset, taking us right to the crown gem of the most arrogant and stubborn race in the universe, the High Elves. Let's start with that world. Summerset takes us to a place just off the coast of Auradon, and although similar in a few ways, it vastly differs in terms of looks and feel. Summerset is a lush, beautiful, cranked-up saturation island filled with towns, cities, delves, bosses, and more. There's lots of hills, new architecture, plants, enemies, you name it. Much like Vardenfell, it had similarities to, well, say Stonefalls, but then they totally went all out in a specific culture style. In terms of exploration and discovery, Summerset is filled with stuff to do and daily quests that will continue to send you out to those various places. Now, as much as I love the world, it definitely doesn't feel as big as, for example, Vardenfell. It has one solid terrain throughout the whole area, and although it's beautiful, it can feel repetitive at times, which might be the reason it feels more compact. But hey, there's still a lot to do here, so I'm not gonna complain too much. Alright, before we go anywhere else, I'm positive that the campaign is on your mind, and that's what these expansions highlight. Don't worry, there are no spoilers. The campaign is definitely worth playing. I've been through it twice at this point to get the perspective of taking my time and listening to everything, and then literally blitzing it as fast as I could. For me, taking my time with it took around 6 to 7 hours, and that was without any deaths and no wasted time doing anything else. The voice acting was very well done, the story was interesting, kept you wanting to play it, and it utilized the world very well, sending you to many different locations, both on Summerset and not, as well as Artaeum, arguably the most beautiful side area in ESO. The characters were not lifeless, they were very well written, the missions were fun and engaging, and altogether it was a very solid campaign. But if you just want to blitz it, it took me roughly 2 hours to do. With the addition of Summerset came 2 new skill trees, one for crafting in a new way, and the other focused on combat. If ESO is your main game, jewelry crafting is single-handedly worth buying Summerset for. It finally allows you to upgrade that green set ring that you only held on to because it's what you wanted. It allows you to make jewelry for any craftable set, to retrait that stupid necklace that RNG did not bless you with, and not only that, in 9 different traits, 6 new ones. This is something a lot of ESO players have waited a long time for, and they did it very well. Now to talk about something that didn't quite hit the target as well. The Psijic Order, as cool as the abilities are, has one of the most repetitive, monotonous, and typical grind in the game to date. The questline cannot be leveled in any other way except for going to each region in the entire world and closing these rifts. Most regions would have around 3 to close, sometimes more, but the only thing that kept my brain cells alive during that grind was the company of my wife and the great narrative that would happen only when you got close to a rift.
Reach nearby. I don't know why you're so intent on sealing them. Linear time is so overrated. Just imagine, you could die before you were even born. Wait, that's horrifying, isn't it? I'm sorry. Never mind.
Now I love when this game sends you to older regions to complete new quests, but there is no meat to this, and doing it on my other characters is just going to be a chore. So in short, the Psijic abilities are fun, but the grind to get them is like painting the Eiffel Tower with a toothpick. And as the final, more major part of Summerset, the new trial. This is much like Asylum Sanctorium in setup. A couple of big bosses to fight, then a conclusion of the biggest boss to fight, or you can choose to fight all of them at once. Now don't let me comparing it to Asylum fool you, I love this style of trial, just a big 12-person boss beatdown. It's a very short trial, literally starts here and ends here, but it's still fun. Normal and Vet can both be completed in under 15 minutes, and the gear you get is very rewarding. So on top of these more main sections, let's dive into the side quests, bosses, delves, and Dolmens 2.0. There are well over 30 side quests in Summerset, and they are very well done. A lot of times in previous DLC content, I felt like the side quests were bland, empty, and simply put, the pizza delivery guy missions. Summerset really put an emphasis on locations, characters, what drama is going on, and then how you contribute to it all. All in all, the side quests were quite well done. Now there are 2 new public dungeons, the ones with more than average enemies and slightly harder than regular delve bosses, and 5, not 6, new delves. Wait, there's only 5 delves, but there are 6 icons. I don't understand! Yeah, don't let that duo entrance fool you. Regardless of that, I was pleasantly surprised at the fact that each one felt very different. The delves weren't just copy and paste, and the public dungeons are some of the coolest locations yet, with Sunhold personally being my favorite, literally just a massive castle siege going down. One of the reasons I enjoy these DLC location bosses is that their difficulty is upped by quite a bit, so usually you want to have a group to go in with. There are 6 new world bosses, each with great mechanics and annoying one-shotters. Finally, the new Abyssal Geysers. I love these. Dolmens are fun, but these geysers are challenging, great for groups, and have great bosses spawn at the end, dropping a trove that could give some pretty great stuff. Honestly, Summerset is still really good, but I personally would not call it great. 2 weeks in, I've completed everything except for the super crazy trial combined boss extravaganza and the motif chapters. But hey, Habalamo! Summerset gets a Kev Review It score of 7.5 out of 10.